Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Remembering good times and great food, Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mile for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mayo. On this edition of Michigan Magazine, we explore the dynamic Michigan bean industry. We visit the Bean Cooperative in Pigeon, Michigan. Michigan's thumb is supplying the world with some of the best beans on earth. Also, we look forward to another bumper maple syrup time coming our way in just a few short months. Sneaky Pete and the Forever Family Band is on tap to sing about sugar time and the festivities that surround this sweet time of year. Also, we remind you of the big Tip Up Town USA Festival coming our way in just a few short days on Michigan's largest inland lake, Houghton Lake. We're also reviewing another of Grandma Janet Mary's books, this one dedicated to inspiring the spiritual side of us all. And it's all coming up on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. On this edition of Michigan Magazine, we made our way to the thumb area, and it was just like riding on heaven. It was a flat surface, a lot of agricultural going on. What a perfect place for a co-op here in Michigan. And this co-op elevator here in Pigeon is getting some world recognition. I mean, you guys are all over the world, aren't you?
That is correct.
Okay, we're with Pat Anderson of the co-op here in Pigeon, and let's just tell a little bit about the history of this co-op. It's got to go back a long ways because I see humongous elevators and lift trucks lifting beans and grains into cars and trucks. So tell us a little bit about the history. How long have you guys been here?
Since 1915.
Okay.
Actually, November 15th, 1915.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're getting close to embarking on our 100 years.
Oh my goodness. Now tell us a little bit about, history goes back to 1915. What is a co-op?
A cooperative is basically farmers get together and the feeling is that if you can get together and unify, that you can do more together than you can individually.
Okay.
So there was a vision. Those farmers in 1915 had a huge vision, and I think today, if they were here, they'd be pretty proud to see that that vision came to reality and it continued to grow, and we continue to grow yet today.
So the co-op is pretty much, I mean, everything is Michigan, isn't it? Michigan grown and produced.
That is correct.
Okay.
And it started here in Pigeon, Michigan. However, there was a lot of mergers beginning in the 1980s. So in the 80s and 90s, smaller elevators merged in with Cooperative Elevator Company, and so we took on more farmer base, and that's how we continued to grow.
Yeah. How big of farms do you handle? The family farms all the way up to the commercial
Yeah.
farms, or pretty much?
It can be all the way from the 40 acres all the way up to the probably 7,000 acres.
And that's the power of the co-op.
Yes. And sometimes people think that, the small one might feel like they don't matter, but they do, because it's all of it together that makes it work. You need all of it, the combination, so we feel fortunate.
So how many co-ops are all together here on the hub?
Well, actually, right now, let's see, there was a Ruth and a Seawing and Elkton, so it's a combination in a terminal. There's actually 4 elevators that came in to Cooperative Elevator Company.
Oh my, so what type of grains do you handle?
Well, if we look at our business in 2 separate ways, one on the actual marketing side that we call it, and then we have the retail side, which is more the agronomic side.
Okay.
And so when we look at marketing, we break it down in between dry edible beans and also into the grains. So we look at grains, we market corn, but we also have a relationship with Poet, and so we are supplying corn to the ethanol plants too.
Oh my.
And then wheat, we have white wheat, and that traditionally there's a lot of red wheat, but this area is very specific to white wheat. Soybeans, and those are our grains, and those go to specific markets also. Basically, what we try to do here is add quality, some kind of component or value-added piece, so that we have a quality market and that we're not just selling into a commodity market.
I see. So where do we see the grains and the products going from Michigan?
Well, basically in the corn segment, again, we have a relationship with Poet, so obviously that goes into the ethanol products, into that particular market. But there's also there's the southeast market that our corn would go to. Traditionally, our corn has been more a domestic thing, although we sell to some of the bigger houses that would take it and export it. But the Canadian market has also at times been a source of a market for us. When we get into the soybean side, there's also edible soybeans, and those do go to Japan for tofu. And on the white wheat side, you see it a lot, would be like in Triscuits and Quaker granola bars, those types of things. So they use a white wheat, and even though it says a lot of people think that the granola bars are more oats, there's a lot of wheat in that product.
So we're all over the world too.
Yeah,
in the United
more
States.
so on yes, on the soybean side, yes. But more so, the other piece of the component of the marketing side would be the dry edible beans.
Okay.
And that's where we see more of the world market.
Yeah, so let's talk beans. I mean, that's where we're here today, because Michigan Magazine is one of your outlets up there in the far north of some of your fine beans, Michigan-made products. That's been going through a marketing strategy too, hasn't it, through bean products?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the beans out of Michigan here in the Pigeon area.
Well, the beans out of Michigan, I mean, of course we're going to say we have the best beans.
Yeah, sure.
And
I agree.
A lot of it is because Michigan is surrounded by water. That water tends to hold a little bit more moisture into the product. A lot of beans are under irrigation in other parts of the country, and they tend to be drier. But our beans generally carry more moisture to them. That way, if you're into the energy savings piece, it doesn't take as long to cook them as it would a dry bean. And so a lot of people in the Mexican market, that's one of the reasons why they like black beans, is because our black beans have a little more moisture and it takes less energy to cook them, and there's also a good flavor to go with them. It's a cultural thing. It's come down from the generations, and they've been taught how to look for beans. But in our particular product, we send a quality product to Mexico, and we take out all of the foreign material, the splits and those types of things, and so they don't have to sort out that. So when they buy, they're paying a higher price, but they're paying for the quality. And then, like I said, the moisture component is the other thing.
Michigan has got quality product, and there's no two ways about it. Tell us a little bit about, we know we've got navy beans, black beans. What other beans do we have here?
Yeah, small red beans is another one. There's a label out there called Brooks. It used to be a Bird's Eye label, but now it's a Pinnacle Food label. And that Brooks chili beans, all of the red beans in those cans go into the Brooks label.
Okay.
So
wow.
our farmers are pretty proud of that, and you know, it's a good product. And then when we look at the navy bean side, England, they traditionally navy beans in that UK market. That's what they eat them for breakfast. So there's definitely a demand for that product too. And one of the things that we're seeing, we used to supply that market, and then North Dakota area really got into the navy bean side. But what we're seeing now is with the freight costs coming up as high as they are, that there's a lot more demand for a Michigan product again, going back into those European markets because freight is so expensive. And there's also the situation with the carbon credits. And when we start looking at green and what the consumer wants, there is a less of a carbon footprint if they're shipped from Michigan to Europe as opposed from other parts of the country to Europe.
Right.
And
So I understand too that there's some recipes that you put on the bags of your beans too. Kind of a contest going on?
yeah, we had a contest.
Okay.
Actually, we had the Rotary, the local Rotary
Okay.
Club, were the judges.
Uh-huh.
And what happened was just everybody brought in some beans and brought their favorite recipe in, and then we had the Rotary judge it, so it wasn't politically it was correct. And then the persons that won for each of the categories, we had a navy, a black, and a small red. Their recipes actually ended up on the back of the bag.
Oh my, great,
Yeah.
great concept.
So it's coming from our employee
Yeah,
group.
yeah. Now the co-op has grown quite a bit in the past years since 1915. What's the future, the mission, the hopes of the co-op?
Well, there's a vision for Cooperative Elevator Company, and that we base the whole premise on long-term relationships. And that be whether it's with our customers, which are actually the owners of the business, or whether it's our outside customers. That we feel that by having those long-term relationships that we can exceed everybody's expectations. So in that vision, we look at the vision as someplace where we want to get to. It's not necessarily where we're at today, and it's important that we develop long-term relationships with the customers that exceed their business expectations. So it's not just meeting them, but when they come in here on a day-to-day basis, that we go above and beyond. And that goes with our outside customers, and it's that relationship with like a Brooks situation, that they know that they're going to have quality in that can consistently, those seeds, we actually grow seed out west, that those seeds are proper for their canning process. And the other big component of the vision is to also exceed the community's expectations. We recognize we have 11 different plant locations. They're surrounded throughout the thumb, so we look at Tuscola County, Huron County, Sanilac County, and Lapeer County. And we want to make sure that in those towns that we support, whether it be the local festivals or whether it be the local fire departments or the local bread baskets, that we recognize that we're an integral part of the community, but the community is an integral part of Cooperative Elevator Company also.
There you go.
And the way we look at this is that's the vision, but the mission is how do we accomplish that vision, and it's basically with quality. It's quality employees, it's quality products, quality markets, and we feel that if everything that we do is about quality, then maybe we can command a little bit more of that value, and we're not just into a price situation.
Right, right. I can tell you love what you do, and everybody loves what they do here at the co-op, because when we came to the door, everybody was smiling and greeting us, and we appreciate that. So we thank you very much for taking time, Pat, to tell us a little bit about the co-op and the history and some of the future, your whole concept and mission. Thanks for making a quality Michigan product, and thanks for being on Michigan Magazine.
Thank you very much.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. What began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more. Plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. Borch Healthcare of Rose City and West Branch, skilled nursing and rehabilitation facilities in beautiful northern Michigan. The Rose City facility is a leader in dementia care, specializing in the treatment and care for those with Alzheimer's. For more information or to schedule a tour, call us now. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery.
Early in the springtime, we tap the maple tree, and it's all around the sugar bush, and sing a song with me. I sing about making sugar, and I'll sing of my love for you. Sugar and sweet kisses too. sugar daddy, boil that sugar down. Put another log upon the fire and pass the jug around. It's sugar time, it's sugar time. We're sitting round the sugar shack with a good old friend of mine. It's time to feed the fire and find a jug of wine. It's sugar time, it's sugar time. Sweet as the honey from the bee. It's straight from the trunk of a maple tree. It's free as the rain from the heavens above, and it's pure as your mama's love. So boil that sugar daddy, boil that sugar down. Put another log upon the fire and pass the jug around. It's sugar time, it's sugar time. We're sitting round the sugar shack with a good old friend of mine. It's time to feed the fire and find a jug of wine. It's sugar time, it's sugar time.
It's time for this week's Michigan Book Review, an honest review of books written by or about Michigan people and or places, some hot off the press. Today we again review the works of Janet Mary Senke of St. John's, Michigan. To many, she's known as Grandma Janet Mary, the author of a line of well-known children's books dedicated to grandparent-grandchild experiences. Grandma Janet Mary began her book writing journey shortly after finding out she had Parkinson's, a disease she's described as a personal blessing. After working for years as a hospice nurse, she's dedicated her time and energy in spreading her message of love and understanding. Each and every one of her books is a testimony to that journey. Grandma Janet Mary says, "I have often been asked if you could give one piece of advice, what advice would you share?" So here it is in a nutshell. Look for blessings not only in brilliant rays of summer sun, but also in clouds of storm. Michigan Magazine highly recommends the Grandma Janet Mary book series for gift giving. If you have or know of a Michigan book or author, please let us know at Michigan Magazine. Review copies can be sent to the address shown.
How many people thought it was really cool? How many people like the new Mega? All right.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Well, that's it for this edition of Michigan Magazine. Hope your 2014 is progressing nicely. We're looking forward to warmer weather and getting back on the road. Another reminder, we hope to be filming our very first Uncle Cliff's Kitchen sometime this spring at our Skyline Event Center in Cummins, Michigan, and you're invited to be a part of the audience. If you'd like to become part of the excitement, email us at iwatchmichiganmagazine@gmail.com, and we'll keep you in the loop. That's it for this edition. We'll see you next time as we turn the pages of another Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Discount Foods, downtown Mile. Find national name brand foods and merchandise at sharply discounted prices. Shop the smart way and please the family without breaking the budget. Discount Foods, downtown Mile. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale.